It's the night of my high school graduation, and I am miserable. While other parents tell their kids how proud they are, mine are shouting in a confused anger, because as we were heading out the door, the vice principal calls to inform them about a terrible and false accusation. A week later, and my mom finds out she has breast cancer. These events make it startlingly clear that something needs to change. I'm not ready to go to University of Oregon. Over the next 6 months I work, apply to a variety of schools for the following year, and create my itinerary. And on January 5th, 2008, I say good riddance to Portland and go off to Guatemala. I do not want a snug tropical vacation, so I leave my cell phone behind. What I am bringing is a small library of books and multiple journals I intend on filling. Committing myself to rekindling my long-lost love affair with literature and recording every day of my journey are just two of the many challenges I have set up for my self-made Rite of Passage. I start conversations with beautiful strangers in Parque Central, and on weekends I climb ancient ruins, jump into rivers, and get my hair braided on the Caribbean. By pushing myself to do something that scares me on a daily basis, I grow more confident, more self-assured. At the end of my first month, I decide to scale Volcan Agua, which looms over Antigua to the south and is said to be crawling with banditos. My journal reads, "Eventually, the jungle road of twists and turns ended and the rocky, cold, hard climb began. The Pollo Campero gave me more energy, but I was still struggling for breath and footing in those long, hard hours. During the forest climb, I made quick work of the shortcuts on the winding road. Here they were full of silt and treacherous, and I braved fewer. I saw few other people and counted my steps at times to press forward. 79, 80, 81. Always the summit seemed just ahead. The path started to become less linear, but painted orange rocks nudged me forward. It started to grow cold. Only my fleece was on, for my shirt was drenched in perspiration. Finally a rock said 10 minutes. I thanked it with all the meaning in my soul. Over the next 4 months, I volunteer at an animal rescue center in the jungle of El Petén and a marine conservation organization in Madagascar. Still, I meticulously log days into my journal. When people ask me why I am so thorough, I tell them about my dream. It is the future, and I am much older. My hair is gray, and my shoulders sag. The golden light of a beautiful afternoon shines on a cardboard box. Inside it, I find my old journals from my first great adventure. While basking in the sunlight, I reread, and therefore relive, every day of my journey. These journals will immortalize what I view to be ultimately a fleeting moment in time. In my last 3 weeks, I backpacked through Jordan, Egypt, and Israel. I dislocated my kneecap in Madagascar, but I do not let this infirmity hold me back. Little did I know that a much greater misfortune was about to occur. I arrive in Jerusalem on the night of its 40th anniversary. I don't know if it happened amidst the kids, drunk on life and Maccabee beer, leapfrogging over each other while wearing nothing but the Israeli flag, or if it was in my hostel, but the next morning my second journal, detailing the majority of my trip, vanishes. I have every right to feel defeated. My most prized possession, gone. But although deflated, I do not allow myself to give in to self-pity, and I continue to write about my final 9 days. Long after I have flown home, I realized that dealing with the loss of my journal was my greatest challenge because it was the one I did not create. My dream of capturing my adventure through an exhaustive record was always an illusion, and an avaricious one at that. No matter how fastidious my records, No man can immortalize a moment in time, nor do I need to. Simply being blessed with the relative wealth to undertake such a journey is an extravagant gift that will always be stored in my past. Only by losing the majority of my written monument was I able to realize that the physical books were meaningless. It was the act of chronicling my journey that gave me a purpose and a true rite of passage.